Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Faithful here. Okay, so from what the title already suggests, we can see that I know it sounds very conflicting, but calm down, go with me. It is not. You see, Nigeria is not a nation. Nigeria has never been, can never be, and will never be a nation. They have been lying to us all these years. You see, the Igbos want to live so badly. The Northerners are wallowing in illiteracy, and the Southwestern folks are still suffering from identity politics because of this lie that Nigeria is a nation. It is not. You see, Nigeria was originally put together by the British who needed to use this structure to effectively colonize, that is, govern the whole Niger area. This was not based on the love or passion they had for the people in this region. It was mainly based on their own selfish interests. Now, during this period, different regions, tribes were called nations or country. For example, during the 19th century, most specifically in 1853, the Yoruba People's Territory was called the Yoruba Nation. Each of these regions, tribes had their various systems of governance that was effectively working for them. And each territory had a system of holding accountable their leaders, finances, and supervising the natural resources that belong to them, using it for their own development. But the amalgamation by Sir Lord Lugard in 1914 caused what we now call Nigeria. And the tag that came with it was that it is a nation, but it is not. This is the root of majority of the problems in this territory, and I'll tell you why. A nation, according to Advanced Oxford Dictionary, is supposed to be a historically constituted, stable community of people formed based on common language, common territory, common economic life, common ethnicity, and or common psychological makeup manifested in what? Common culture. Please note common language, territory, ethnicity, and culture. Now, I want you to answer these questions yourself. Is Nigeria of common ethnicity? With the over 500 ethnic groups in this territory, is it of common language? With the over 700 languages that we have, I know you won't say we are of the same territory if you knew the distance between Borno and Lagos. Have we now not been lied to? Is this a planned coup? In the next few minutes of this video, I'm going to be showing you why and how this lie has been affecting Nigeria and its people and its economy. Tagging Nigeria as a nation might seem like an unintentional act, but it really is a plot to divide and conquer. While on the surface, it may seem like it is helping to unify and bring us together, it is not. This is because Nigeria was never meant to be unified in this manner in the first place. Who said we needed forceful unification? A unification that was not even initiated by the very people it was meant to unify. Please make it make sense. What this results into is a problematic situation where we are forced to believe we are one people and therefore should live as one. But we find that in reality far from the truth. Because of this pseudo oneness, dominant tribes want to be the ones leading in every phase slash strata of the government of this one nation, thereby sidelining the numerous minority groups and leading to a lack of trust among the dominant tribes. This situation was clearly visible in the recent presidential election. It should have been clearly stated and brought to everyone's understanding from the very beginning that we are not one, but individual separate states and therefore should not operate as one people but as individual independent regions. This is why the regional system of government should have never been terminated. Because how do you make hundreds of individual nations who think, reason, behave, and function differently come under one kind of governance and administration that was not even designed for their kind of people? It makes zero sense. The major loopholes of this system started showing in 1957 when Tafawa Balewa, a northern scholar, became the Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But the southern and western folks were not having it. Now, this doesn't mean that the prime minister was doing a bad job. Their problem was the ethnicity of this person. I know you may say, well, this is a problem of tribalism. How does that relate with Nigeria being called a nation? But you see, this would not have been a topic of discourse at all if amalgamation had not taken place in the first place. This is not me saying we should be divided and then go our separate ways, or because even that will not solve the problem. One major negative aftermath of this pseudo oneness was a civil war that claims the lives of millions of both Nigerians and Biafrans alike. The civil war would not have happened if Nigeria functioned as a country or as a coming together of different nations like the United States, and not as one nation. If this had been the case, the eastern region would have been able to have more autonomy and level of control over the petroleum found in their territory. Even though the whole country at large would have benefited from it, the disregard for the lives, well-beings, farms of the people and farmers of the eastern region by the Nigerian government and petroleum companies would not have been a topic of discourse at all. The spillage of oil that led to the spoiling of the farms and water in this region, and the lack of accountability, care, concern for the people concerned, plus the killing of Igbos in the north, culminated into the Civil War of 1967. You see how all of these problems have been coming up now. While all these things was going on and unfolding, the Western world that brought us into this mess were watching everything unfold as they intended it to unfold. Most of the military coups that took place during the military regime was as a result of this problem. In recent times, we have seen a lot of shenanigans unfold before our eyes. Till today, Nigeria is still suffering from this lie. Since the time of the civilian governments, how many Gbagi, Urobo, TV, Gala, etc., people have you seen come out for presidency? I may not know much about government, so but me, I've not seen any. You can tell me in the comments if you have seen. I'm sure that we have both been in this country for some time, even though I'm not that old, but I've not seen. Even the Fulani who come into governance, they claim to be Hausas. They don't say they are Fulani, like this our former president. I used to think he was Hausa because he didn't claim like boldly to say he's Fulani. What I believe can reduce the level of these problems is if the regional system of government is reinforced, or is it reenacted or rebrought, or I don't know. If the regional system of government is brought back, I believe that we'll see a great reduction in this problem. Even though all of the problems will not be solved, I mean, Nigeria problem is numerous. Relations to the 1999 constitution, the system of government that is whack. Imagine the executives have like the most majority of the power of the country. And see, let's not even go into that. That will be a topic of discourse for another video. So if the regional system of government is brought back, the minority groups, because some people call themselves minority. I mean, I still know thief. A lot of us still know thief. They say they are minority. I've been hearing a lot of, since I've been doing this my NYC, I've been hearing a lot of tribes that I've never heard of in my life. Urobo will say they are minority. Well, okay, let's say they are minority. But you see, the minority, those ones, if that system of governance is brought back, the regional system of governance is brought back, those guys will still have voice. They will be able to put their voices out and people will know them. Yeah. Another thing I believe will solve our problem is when if everybody comes to agree that we are not one. Yes. And each ethnicity are able to function as independent states who have more autonomy and control over their territory, but report to the central government, because that's like a little breakdown of how the regional system of government works. So every region, maybe southern, northern, eastern region, every region will have more control because they know when there is a problem, who they are going to go and meet. It is not going to be like, oh, the presidency, they are the ones treating us like this. Do you understand? There will be those that are actually accountable. So that's basically that's about today's video. If you have any additions to make in the comments, you can make them. If you have any questions or concerns with some of the things I said, you can also state them. And if you feel like there are some things that I said are not really, really correct, you can also put them out. Thank you so much. If you have watched the video till this point, you have done well. And you can also consider subscribing if you like this personality and you love this kind of content. Though my content will not be on Nigeria alone, but we will also be diving into some problematic aspects of Nigeria in most of my videos. So, if you love this video, give a big thumbs up. Drop comments. Even if you don't have anything to say, just say, I loved this. It's go a long way. And then if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go and click that subscription bell down there like that. It doesn't bite. Ciao.